And George, just for those people that don't know much about the scholarship, especially if they're in like the grassroots arena,
Yeah,
that's basically players who have reached the end of like under 16 age group, and now they're going from being in an academy
yeah,
to the more professional development. Would that be right?
yeah, exactly that. So yeah, I always try and explain sort of the pathway. So players can officially sign at academies at under nines. So that's the earliest point, and then they go through the various sort of retain release processes across that duration. And then when you get to the under 16s age group, so last year in high school, you'll find out about scholarship forms. Now, effectively, a scholarship is a 2-year program where the players are paid. So it's a football education program as well.
Not
So
millions of pounds. I think we want to add when people hear about players being paid, it's like, oh, great, you know.
yeah, no, no, it is.
No.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
Ferrari money yet, is it?
No, exactly. It's the scholarship. It's the remuneration that the boys receive. Is sort of circulated at the start of each season from the leagues. But yeah, very much so. It's a scholarship. So like any other scholarship, the remuneration is sort of capped, and then if the players progress on to say professional terms, that's where the remuneration then becomes negotiable, basically.
Yeah. George, you mentioned about joining an academy under nine and going through the different phases. That word academy kind of gets used a lot. Can you sort of tell us exactly officially what is an academy? Because there's lots of football academies in their titles. What
My kids are at a
exactly?
football academy.
Right.
Academy.
Yeah, I think it's sometimes it can be misused. The way I've always seen it is you've got grassroots football clubs that might be your local clubs that play within sort of the local leagues. But for me, an academy, professional academy, is those that are part of the Premier League and the English Football League sort of EPPP academy system that are categorised. I know sort of in between grassroots and obviously what I was referencing there about academy football with professional clubs, you do have a lot of private academies that will sort of position themselves as an in between. They might offer private coaching, one-to-ones, which are often paid, so the parents would proactively pay, and sometimes they can develop skills, etc. Develop players. But for me, an academy is Premier League, English Football League club that has an academy in line with the EPPP that follows youth development rules and regulations effectively.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And are they all those Premier League and EFL academies? Are they always free?
So yeah, so effectively, often the clubs will have scouts that will go out and actively seek players, invite them for trials, but the trial process wouldn't be paid, and then when the players do register, that whole sort of joining process, there isn't any remuneration that is paid. I know sometimes clubs might ask for donations, to try and support, with kit, for example, or travel. But no, in terms of those private academies that fall outside of the Premier League and EFL, often they are paid. They are their own sort of isolated businesses, effectively.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that's a good indication of knowing the difference between a private academy and perhaps one that's affiliated with the English Football League and Premier League.
Yeah, and I think it's so key to understand what you're entering into. Whether that's grassroots football, whether that's academy football. It's, well, what is the wider commitment? Where are they situated? Where is the travel? Is there cost implications? If our son, daughter doesn't like the system, for example, what are the ramifications of leaving? And I know that's quite a number of points and questions to consider, but I've always said to players, parents I speak to, you've got to look at all scenarios, because parents will have other siblings, they'll have other, work commitments, and sometimes that isn't considered.